Okay, let's get started. I'm LW, and this is the Latchbar talk session. What are we talking about? We're talking about how to exercise and lose weight, and we're also talking about how all of this occurred so that we'll understand better what we should be doing about it. Remember, in my previous session, I emphasized that we overeat. There's reasons for why we overeat, for the most part, especially those of the older generation, those that have been mostly impacted by the weight gain, because it doesn't impact the younger generation as much. We should be looking at the difference of what is occurring today so that we can see what's going on. You see, our parents had a long lifeline, perhaps longer than the lifeline of ours. Their eating habits were much better, and they weren't exposed to all the different challenging items that we are today. So let's start from the beginning. What happened to us? As we start off being young, our metabolism is really, really fast. It's fast for a number of reasons, because we're very active. That's the main reason. And so we develop an appetite based on how much food that we're burning during that time. And during that time, some of our appetites could be rather large. So your stomach will adjust to that size. So what happens? You continue to eat to satisfy the size of your stomach during your metabolism being very, very fast. And we maintain that. We maintain that size of your stomach for as long as you continue to eat as you are eating. It doesn't change. So as your metabolism starts to back off, we wish that there was some type of an alarm that goes off to tell us, hey, stop eating so much. Your metabolism is slowing down. You don't need as much food. And it's so very true. So we also look at different things like what we can handle as we're young, as opposed to what we can handle as we are aging. So when you used to drink alcohol and you would get, let's say, a hangover, it was bad. But if you get a hangover as you age, it becomes worse. So you're not able to handle certain things as well as you did when you were younger. These are signs that are right there in front of you, but we don't adhere to them. We don't pay attention to them. We take them for granted because these are things that you see everyone else doing. And everyone else's health is deteriorating also. But you don't know what's happening to someone else. You only know what's happening to you. So as your metabolism continues to go down further and further, you continue on the same level of how much food you ate because your stomach is that size and it continues to call for that amount of food. Even though you're not working out, you're not burning any calories or anything. It's just that you want to eat that amount of food to make that hunger, let's say, go away. Well, it goes away, but you're going to have to change on how to make it go away. Because otherwise, with your slowed metabolism and you eating the same amount of food that you've always eaten, what do you think is going to happen? And Why is it happening? It's happening because we need to make adjustments as we age. And eating just happens to be a major adjustment that we need to do. Let me tell you what we do to ourselves. Those of you that may start off in the morning, if you're out and about, we start off with what's America running on? What they say? America's running on Dunkin'. So we stop at one of these fast food places and we have something to eat. To take it with us, we're on the go. Hey, we got to get to work and we don't want to be starving. We don't have time to eat at home, nothing like that. So we can grab something quick from one of these fast food joints on the way to work. All well and good. When you get to work, then you're faced with more challenges. Because someone at work has stopped also at Dunkin' and brought in some pastries. Or the boss has. Someone has. This usually happens daily. And then sometimes you get in little rotation things that you have different people bringing something in on different days because you don't want just one person to be responsible. And then you want to make sure that you get your share of whatever it is. So you also have what we call a snack drawer. If you have a desk or something like that, we have a snack drawer in our desk because you have personal items in there that you snack on throughout the day while you're sitting at your desk. While you're sitting at your desk, however, you got to remember that we don't stand as much as we could or as much as we should. So we're sitting down and everything just goes down to the bottom. Let's face it, this is what happens. And we're not making any adjustments. So from morning to noon, you're snacking. From noon, after you have your lunch, you go back to your desk. 15 minutes later, you start snacking again. You snack until you're about to get off work. And that's the way it goes, especially if you're office personnel. Now, if you are a worker, you find other ways to snack because you have a lunchbox with you. And you also might be out on the road, so you have more opportunities to get real things that you want to snack on. So you're not unprepared either. So we're snacking all in between meals and all these different things that are contributing to your stomach getting larger. So it's looking to be filled. It's looking for these different types of treatment on a daily basis. We have to get these things under control. If you don't get them under control, you're finished. So now your stomach is out of sorts because you don't exercise anymore. Your metabolism is at the bottom, and your stomach is just getting larger and larger. That's not the only thing. Everything else is too. Even your face is getting larger. Your face, your nose, your lips, your ears, everything is getting larger because you're getting larger from all that consumption of food that's not processed properly. So if your metabolism is slow, that means your digestive system has slowed down, which means your intake has to change. So what do you do about the craving of the food? Because now you're trying to address the problem. You're trying to eat a smaller portion. You're trying to get your stomach to shrink. You're trying to get your stomach to stop calling for more and more food because it is now proportionally it's too large. And that's how we all got to overeat, because we didn't know what we were doing. So now, this has to become your best friend. This is water. Water will help fill you up. It may be a bit temporary, But as you eat, you need to drink water too. This will make you eat less. And water is the best thing to drink for you. It has absolutely no calories, and it'll help your body process the food. Your body is more water content than it is anything else. So you are going to be giving your body a lot of nourishment through a natural resource, water. Eat a small portion and drink more water. And you need to do this to tame your stomach so that it's not calling for more and more food. So that you may get to the point that your stomach will adjust to the smaller portions of food and the water that you're drinking, so that you don't have that urge to eat more and more food. And those snacks, we got to get those under control, because those snacks are really, really harming you to the degree that you don't realize how bad it is for you. All of these things are just no good, and they're creating harm to you just as well. The overeating, the over-snacking is causing weight gain uncontrollably. And on top of it, you're doing all of this without any activities. We need to increase the activities that we do so that we can build our strength back up. That's right. So if you just lose weight, and if you do not exercise, your muscles are going to weaken. They're weak anyway because you don't work out. So we need to exercise, and don't think for 1 minute that the weight loss or the exercising is going to just turn into muscle. Don't think that, because that's not going to happen. It's just going to strengthen you. If you do not have a muscle-built body from the beginning, don't expect for it to turn into muscle unless you are working that hard. And there are some of us that actually work that hard. But you want to accomplish your goal, and you can. Lessen the amount of food that you eat. Increase the amount of water that you drink while you eat, so that you can fill that gap. Because like I said, your stomach is out of proportion because you had to eat more, because at one time your metabolism was much stronger. It was much faster. So to make the adjustment, your body was calling for more food, so your stomach size would increase as a result of that. Now we need our stomach to decrease because our metabolism is so slow that now the food is just putting pounds on us. It's causing us to have high blood pressure. It's causing us to have high cholesterol. It's causing us to be diabetic. Not because you inherited all this stuff, it's because you're duplicating what your parents did. But now you know the reason why. You need to do something about it to make sure that it doesn't continue. We need to start exercising. We need to eat smaller portions of food. And we need to drink a lot more water and cut out the in-between snacks. They will help you get to the goal that you are setting for yourself. If you're not setting a goal, then you need to. Because things aren't going to get any better unless you start doing what's necessary to be done. Let me make a time check so I can see where we're at. And we are coming to the end of our time limit that's set forth. I went a little bit over the other day, but it's okay. I'm trying to drive a point across. And I'm trying to make you understand what we need to do in order to lose weight and understand why we gained the weight that we did. When we understand what we did and how we got to where we are, then we can understand better how we need to work to get it off and the things that we need to do to change our habits. Because our habits are going to get our health in trouble. So we need to work on that type of stuff so that we can have better health. That's what it boils down to. And you can do it just as well as anyone else. It takes work and it takes motivation and discipline. Do you have it or do you not? Let's all get good health. Let's work on it together. Thank you all very much. Have a great day.